Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Slope Club. Time for another album discussion review. You know how we do. It's time for a new one. I'm Boy with a triple rainbow all the way. It's Tron, Josh, and RJ. What's up? So this episode of the album discussion, gonna talk about Nijicon, Niji no Conquistador.
the most random place to take a drink.
We're gonna talk about rainbow phenomenon. This is the third album by idol group Niji no Conquistador or Nijicon. This was released 2018, 12 tracks, but really like 10. They have an overture, and then the last track is just a different version of the third track. But this does have their 7th to 10th single. 10th single was a triple A side, so anyway, a lot of pop, funk, disco style, electronic, and of course, some rock style in there. Very kind of overall very idly because they do all these different kinds of sounds.
I'm glad. With the last few albums, we've been kind of going farther and farther left. I'm glad to bring it back to the middle.
We went all the way left with the last one, so.
I don't know, this is, I guess Nijicon as a whole feels kind of emblematic of 2010's idol.
Yeah, I would say so.
A fusion of different genres, very, very like different influences and whatnot. But yeah, Niji no Conquistador was formed in 2014 through that Pixiv, where people draw and illustrate shit, post their stuff. They were kind of made to be themed around like illustrating and cosplay type stuff. And then they're not under the Pixiv thing anymore. They're under Deer Stage now, or like Dempagumi and stuff like that. But as I mentioned, they're very kind of 2010s idol. Each member has a color, right? Currently, they have 12 members, but they've had a number of different graduations and new members coming in and out and stuff like that. So this is pretty orthodox, I would say.
Pretty standard idol chicanery.
To me, they're kind of like the ones that wear bikinis all the time.
Just gotta throw it out there so eventually it can be brought up.
Yeah, just gotta say, a lot of people know them for that because they do that kind of
thing.
I think the first time I ever
summer.
saw this group was at your guys' podcast where we watched the music video, and that was the first thing I saw of them.
I was going through the YouTube because I remember listening to one of the songs we're about to listen to. I'm like, this sounds familiar. And I can't remember what PV was associated to the song. That I Googled I YouTubed the song. And the first thing that popped up was the Basagasu video impression with RJ and Mr. Josh Box reviewing.
They have a lot of the bikini music videos. That's what they do.
Summer doesn't start until Nijicon releases the bikini single.
That's when I know summer officially starts. Oh, Nijicon released the music video where they have
except for that one year where they released it in like the middle of September.
Summer started in September. There we go.
But are you guys pretty familiar with them aside from, coming across random videos on YouTube?
I am not too. The only thing I know about Nijicon is, like you just mentioned, the bikinis and Nemotonagi. Yes, that's still my biggest association is Nemotonagi and the music videos. Their songs are pretty catchy.
I feel like most people know or started following them from Nemotonagi. I know I did.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't follow them, but like everyone knows about Nemotonagi. But she also started doing those like vocal features. The one I'm thinking of is the one for with the Mikeneko Homeless. It's like a production crew. Their stuff was up on SoundCloud and stuff. And it's like, wait, that's that girl from that one group.
That's the bikini girl.
Yeah, and so I started checking out more Nijicon stuff from that.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar. Like, I've heard their songs, I've heard their name here and there. I don't know any of the members though, so whoever you're talking about, I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, you do. We talked
We
about it.
gave you a week.
We gave you a week.
Okay, I didn't look it up.
No, you're lying. Someone like you, Mr. Lube Boy himself.
What does that mean? What
went
did
down
you
the
say
rabbit hole.
earlier? What did you just say
Damn.
earlier?
You definitely know who she is.
They're kind of the mainstay groups for things like Tokyo Idol Festival and like at Jam and stuff like that, right? So
I know some Nijicon. I do enjoy them and I listen to them. But if you like played me like a random song that was a Nijicon song, I wouldn't be like, oh man, that's a Nijicon, dude. So I am slightly familiar with them. I also don't follow any of the members except Namoto Nagi.
yeah, I only really followed the singles, but not like really super attentively. It's like, oh yeah, they released a new single. That's cool. I'll check it out real quick.
Yeah. Like I've listened to this album before, but listening to it for this discussion like was still fresh, except for like the two songs that I already knew.
Let's get into the album, Rainbow Phenomenon. We have an overture.
We all love a good overture, don't we?
Yes, this is one of the better overtures I've listened to.
I feel like it's, it's a good way to set the stage. And like Tron said, I think this is probably one of the best that we've heard recently.
Yeah.
I like
Though the last line kind of throws me off a little. Like I'm like getting into it, then the last
the
line,
announcer guy?
Yeah.
this is the name of the group, Josh.
It's fun. It's funky. It's dancey. It's got ripping guitar wankery for 42 seconds.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And so let's talk about some of our favorites.
Where do we want to start off at?
Well, what's your favorite, Tron? What is your favorite track?
My favorite song? Oh, okay. My favorite song is LOVEmen Koi Aji. That's like... I feel like I wonder what RJ feels about it, because I feel like he would like that song a lot too, just because I know his background and like
this is the dankest song.
Yeah, I forgot this song existed, honestly, but I heard it again. I'm like, oh, because like the song before it kind of had like that old like Japanese folk vibe to it. Like, oh, what's this song? Kind of continuation to the theme, and then that bass hits. I'm like, whoo, that like hit me. And then no, this song's like amazing. I love the song, and I remember seeing the music video a long time ago, so I revisited the music video, and it's just them eating ramen for the first half of the music video, which is awesome. I don't know if you guys seen the music video of it, but definitely look it up. It's just them eating ramen, and like there's some story behind that, like the whole rest of the music video. But no, this song's like so good. Like it's just like the beat and just like the instrumentals, and then the girls rapping, and just like the flow of everything just works very well. And I know we listened to Lyrical School a few album reviews back, but definitely some homage to just like groups like Lyrical School, Rhineberry when it comes to just rapping and just the vibe of everything. So I really enjoyed that. So probably my favorite song of the album.
The hooks are pretty cool, man.
Yep.
You like a man.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah, totally.
call and response-ish type of thing.
It comes off in a good spot in the album.
It's in such like the perfect spot. It's so good.
It like chills you out with some groovy bass, And like after all that high energy, you're like, all right, this is a good spot for sure.
All the previous songs before it are just like bam, 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 bam. Just craziness, energy, chaos, all together. And then it's just, this one just comes in and it's like, oh, okay, dude, let's do it. And yeah, this is also my favorite song on the album.
I had a feeling RJ would be on the same boat with me with this song.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. The fucking talking / whisper rapping, dude. Oh, I love that shit. It's so good. And like I said, like the guys are saying, it's pretty chill, nice, good spot. But, when it comes to the chorus, it picks up on those hooks, you like a man. And it gets you going, oh, yeah, dude.
You're like, I don't know what they mean by you like a man, but, I'm singing along.
And they're comparing Noodles to like...
To dudes.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know, I feel like a lot of the lyrical content in this album is really kind of like young love, like,
Quick creative ways to sing about shit that idols sing about, right? Instead of just going straight forward and like, oh yeah, man, I love you, you don't love me, or whatever you want to say.
So that's me and RJ's favorite song. What's your favorite song on the album, Josh?
I have two that I really like, but the one that I like the most is This Summer Girl is an Innocent Mistress.
Yes.
What song is this?
It's the second. That's the translated one on Spotify. It is translated.
Yeah. This one, I especially like how it has like the same energetic like JPop feel, but it has different segments of it and different feelings every single time. So like on one time it could be like super like Dear Stage sounding kind of songs, and then the other section could be a little
Yeah,
bit
it is.
slower
It really
or
is.
like at a different texture to it. And I think texture in that way, and also in the way of like there's different coin sounds, there's different strings in the background, even like guitar riffs with the pick going up and down. It's like a lot of different texture in this, and I think all this helps it make it sound more complete and section off in its own way, which I really enjoyed. It's like a nice variety of a song, but yet being a complete package.
There's a lot going on this album, and he said it's kind of that Dear Stage sound, that Dempagumi sound, but not so far into like Dempagumi chaos. Kind of a controlled chaos, like Josh is saying. My only gripe probably is that on the chorus, the vocals are a little harsh because they're all singing, and it's all very high pitched. I don't know. I feel like it could have been toned down a little. That's probably my only thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's the whole thing they went for. It's more of like, to me, it feels more of like a live. You see this live.
Yeah, exactly.
This is, you go to their concert or whatever, and there's like so much energy. Like the tempo's really high, and so it's probably like a really fun song to see live.
I exactly put that in my notes. This is like one of the few songs. Well, I would love to see this group live, but like this is one of the few songs I do really want to like focus on. If I could get see it live, would be this song. Because I think it'd be just great to see him on stage.
All right, boy. How about you?
Oh, my favorite song is Natsu no Yoru wa Mijikasugiru Kedo.
Oh,
This is the one after LOVEmen Koi Aji.
It's the nighttime bikini song.
The nighttime bikini song, yeah. And so, like lyrically, it's more straightforward. It's like, the summer night is too short. Like I want to be with you longer, And it's kind of like sexy at times. I mean, just
the
kind of
music
like,
video follows the theme.
Oh yeah, but yeah, but I just really like the vibe. It's super like nice summer chill vibes, really groovy.
Right? It fits the title. Like it feels like a chill summer night.
It starts off with these like dun 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 dun, yeah, and then the guitar comes in and it's really like guitar poppy style. So I really like the arrangement too. But yeah, just the whole like vibe of the song I really enjoy. You guys were in that Dance for Philosophy discussion,
Yes.
right? And I saw how much y'all liked it. Was the same guy that did this song.
I got the same vibes. Yeah,
So,
I really like this song.
Yamamoto Show.
City pop vibes a little bit. The really catchy chorus, I think.
Yeah, dude, I love the chorus.
Also kind of highlights their vocals.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of like more actual singing going on. Like in the chorus sections, there's like they're harmonizing and stuff.
To see that they actually, do have some vocal prowess and that they can display that with the right arrangement and the right producer and stuff. Like I appreciate that a lot on this track. I also like the arrangement because I like how it's got that funky guitar, but it's like layered really low, so it just kind of like peaks out here and there. You just kind of hear it like peeking out. And you're like, oh, there it is. Oh yeah.
My second favorite, I guess, in No Life Baby of the End.
ooh,
The zombie song.
Wait.
So this is the song that has the different version at the end of the album.
Yeah, the real version, which is the funk energy stuff, and then the one at the end is more of a hard rock version.
The groovy, funky rock style. It has a lot of fun hooks and the horns. And I also like the melody.
What about that Bruno Mars guitar riff, dude?
Yeah, it's cool, man. But like for me, it's all about the hooks, the undead baby, undead baby.
Is that what they were saying? I never looked
Yeah.
it up. I could not understand what they were saying.
It's so good, man. And then there's a lot of horns, just like everything kind of fits together very well. And the way they sing it is like super stylish. Reminds me of Ebichu at times.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think RJ would like this because it's produced by Dance Man.
Yeah, man. It is good shit. It's the third track, so that kind of goes with what I was saying earlier about like the whole experience as a concert, because you're gonna hit your first few songs. It's just energy going off the charts, and then you hit that LOVEmen song where it brings it down. Like, all right, let's cool it down for a minute because y'all been going hype for like 20 minutes.
I also like this song, but I prefer the remix version at the end.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
I think because like towards the end of the album, it kind of fell into that hard rock theme, the last couple of tracks, and it kind of just ended it like a stamp on at the
They
end.
took out the undead baby line.
I like it. I know I like the original version, but it just for some reason the last album, the last song of the album, just hits better for me.
Yeah, they traded the groove for a lot more like rock drive,
Yeah,
which is still cool, but I like the groovier version.
Yeah, I think I like
I got it.
both, but I agree with Tron that I think at the end it does like leave like a certain impact to you.
I just think it's weird that they put another version of the same song.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it in the same album. I liked the song, and if they would have removed it and put something else, I think I would have preferred that.
Yeah, if they put it in the next
opted
album or
better.
something, right?
Or something like if they just leave the original version as the single and just had the different version in the album, that would have been okay too.
Yeah,
Another song I thought was pretty cool was Chaos and Creation. It's very synth driven.
that's definitely accurate. I'm curious what other people think about this song.
There's a lot of groove in this album, and this song definitely has that too.
For me, this song stands out because it has the funk that they've already shown in the previous songs, but now it's got like this little 8-bit edge to it too.
Mm-hmm.
And like to Boy's point, like the synth very synth heavy, but like almost too much at times. I don't know, but maybe it's my ears or like the calibration on my headphones. But I feel like my ears were ringing after certain points of the song. So it's just the high notes, the high pitches of the synth was just like
In the chorus part, there's that really squeaky sound, right? It's just really high register.
Yeah, there is.
I think the vocal melodies in the chorus are pretty strong. It like really brings everything together, just like a lot of songs in this album.
I like the chorus. I just
Good
wish
thing.
it had a little bit more of a punch when it came in. Like I feel like it just like eases into it. When I feel like for this kind of like chaos, I kind of want like something like a little bit more dramatic for it. But overall, I think I enjoyed the song and would listen to it again.
another song that I want to get your guys' opinion on. This is like my second favorite song on the album is Futali no Spear, the 10th song.
Spur.
Spur? Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be Spool.
I think for me, it's just like it's a very uplifting and fun, whimsical song. I just like the arrangements are super catchy. I just love when like da na 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 na. Like I think when you have girls who like can make that really catchy vocal arrangement, it's like it really hits me. But I think like towards the end it has some really strong disco vibes, which really like kind of makes the song just kind of overall pleasing. But any opinions about this one?
For me, I
I
enjoyed
think-
the later half of the song. Like
Yeah,
right when
I
the
probably-
bass and guitar solo hit, and after
Oh, yeah,
that,
dude.
I was totally into that. And I kind of wish that more of that was implemented to the rest of the song. Because especially after listening to so many of like slower songs and not coming back to the energy, I kind of wanted like maybe a little bit more energy. And then this second half of the song really gave it to me, but I wish it was just more implemented throughout.
I think I'm more with Josh on this. For me, I feel like it's just kind of a pretty straightforward idol funk song. Like it's not bad, but it's just kind of there, kind of forgettable until the chorus, which I think is kind of the best part. But yeah, definitely what Josh just brought up. I think that first bridge with the little mini rap and then that guitar bass dual solo, like that really seals it. Like, this is pretty cool. And then it goes into kind of the idol bridge where it kind of breaks down and you do your whole.
That's the only problem. Like it takes a while to get there, and so I think some listeners won't wait that long to get to that part. You know what I mean?
This was a
That's that
concert,
thing.
and you knew what you were getting into. Listening to the song, it's kind of like ramping up to that moment. You're kind of excited for it. But if you're just at a festival, just hearing the song, you're like, oh, let me go check out that group over there.
Yeah, you might like walk away,
This might be like, let me run to the merch table real quick. I got 3 minutes.
and then you're there, and then you're like paying. You're like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You're in the back.
Oh no, what is
Oh, take
this?
my
See,
money.
I enjoyed. I think because where the song is at in the album, if this was like in the beginning of the album, I think it wouldn't be as impactful for me as it is towards the end of the album because we're getting all the energy, and especially the song before it is very like ragtime. We'll talk about it, but like very like double bass instrument. Yeah, very fun. But for some reason, just these like very like simple, like just happy go feeling songs in the beginning, just kind of like just brings me. Makes me feel pleasant, makes me feel happy.
I guess that's why I didn't like it as much because of what we've heard up until this point. Everything's very either energetic or has a really good, more unique feel to it. And like I said, to me, this is just kind of a straight, like the first half of this song, I feel like almost any other idol group that's like, oh, hey, let's make a funk song. Like that's just what the first half of this song sounds like.
I think for me, like I just appreciate that more because I need that like little break.
More like a respite for you, right?
I need like a breather and like just enjoy the
Yeah,
ride.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, especially because it is pretty deep into the album. You know, it's
I think overall, like the latter half of the album settles into a more like very idle, like what you'd expect. I guess for me at least, like the idols from this era.
Make this kind of music. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the groups have the same songwriters, or like the song, the songwriters work with a lot of different groups, and so like their style kind of crosses over. Someone like Kiarain, right? Obviously, he made a song in this album. It's not in the second half, but like,
Is it number 5?
yeah, it's Retort.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
After that chill break in the middle, you just kind of come back, but it's kind of like nice. It's cute idol music.
So that's why I think it hits me harder than say what you guys look for.
Again, like we said last discussion, there's no wrong way to enjoy
No,
it.
exactly.
Going back, I mentioned him already. Hyarain produced.
Track 5, Retort.
Oh, the song's good.
If you're familiar with his music, and then if you listen to this and you're like, what are all these sounds? Yeah, that's just his style.
It's a Momoclo song.
Multi-genre fusion type thing, a bunch of like different ethnic sounds.
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Yeah, he's kind of got that traditional Japanese flute going on in there with the strings and.
When you hear like the Arabian Night sounds and like the
That's the kind of stuff he does. A bunch of different sections.
The energy's still kicking by here, and I swear by now you gotta be kind of exhausted.
Like
It's
4 songs in.
5 tracks in, no let up, dude. Just 5 tracks in.
yeah, that's why like numbers like LOVEmen is such a good spot for.
But yeah, my note just says it's just like, oh, dude, this reminds me of a Momoclo song, and now it makes perfect sense because it's Yadain.
Yeah, this is my
I dig it.
second favorite song in
Ooh,
this album.
Really?
Retort.
Just looking at it musically, I really enjoyed it. It's like that unique guitar scale or mode, or I don't know how to describe it. I think it's a scale, right? The unique guitar scale that it has in there. And then the beginning, I wasn't too into it. But then once I get Dark came on, I was just like, all right, I'm all in this. I'm all in this.
All right.
Chorus, I thought was really good. And the one thing that I do appreciate is that the things around the chorus, not exactly the chorus, I actually enjoyed more than the chorus itself.
I always like when they have like quirky one-liner type things, or like
Yeah, that is cool. That's probably another reason it reminded me of Momoclo song, because Momoclo does that a lot, right?
it's just kind of a trademark of his production.
What about Mayonaka no Telephone?
Yeah, I was gonna mention the next 2 tracks after. I mean, My Nakano Telephone and Koi no Prelude. So Nijicon does a thing where they split off into 2 different groups.
Oh,
My Nakano Telephone is one group, and then Koi no Prelude is the other group.
Mm-hmm.
Well, My Nakano Telephone, it's cute. I don't know. It's just a cute idol pop song.
This is probably my second favorite song.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I like this song a lot, man. It's so cool. It's got that kind of retro electro pop style. Kind of, it's got the it reminds me of a Carly Rae Jepsen song, honestly. She throws a lot of that retro flavor in there with a lot of her pop music, right? So
It has a nice swing to it. I like it.
yeah, like it's not exactly like an 80s song, but you get that nostalgia or that retro feel to it, even though if you can't quite pinpoint it, like, what is this? It's just like, it's got that nostalgic retro feel.
I think it's the combination.
Yeah, those full chords, like those full chord stabs, the dun dun.
And then sometimes you hear like a little slap bass lick.
Yeah, dude, the bass is going off on this.
oh yeah.
Everything about this just really ticks my boxes. I
This
really
is probably
like this song.
my least favorite song on the album. Maybe like second.
Yeah, look,
least
we
favorite
came
song.
together on the favorite song.
Hey, we
And
can't
then
be other.
we fell
yeah.
apart on the other two.
That's surprising.
High five on LOVEmen, and then we just.
I thought this would be like totally up your alley. That's like everything you describe about how you like idol music. I'm like, yeah, this is it right here.
But it's not,
it's not.
apparently.
No, for some reason it just didn't. It's not as catchy as I wanted
It's
to be.
not. It's not straightforward enough for.
You guys coined it as like Radio Disney. For some reason, I got like Radio Disney vibes.
I feel
Very-
exactly the same way as you do, Tron. Like for
very
me, when I saw
basic.
this, I was like, I could see this in a Disney movie.
Yeah, like I can see this song in a Disney movie, and like it just didn't really tick any boxes for me that were like, ooh, this sounds like there's.
But if you remember, we love Radio Disney.
That's fine. We like Radio Disney, but like it's just not for me. Radio Disney is like not very. It sounds not very memorable. Like it's something that like just doesn't really hit. So it's like on the low end of radio. If there was a scale,
This reminds me of something like Old School Hilla Project, like Tan Popo would do.
Yeah, I could see that.
No, I like the song though. I like the song. I just like for you to say it's your second favorite song. There has to be like a song that is the least memorable for me. Like this album overall is really good, but it has to be like somewhere at the bottom just because of how many bangers there are in this album. So it's a good song though. I like it.
And then going into the other one, Koi no Prelude, for something completely different.
I like the bongos.
Yeah, man.
I like the double bass like instrument.
Yeah, dude, that stand up bass, ooh, killing it. For me, it's it's all big bandy, right? Reminds me of the soda bar and shit. Fucking poodle skirts and fucking malt fucking shakes and stuff like that. Dude. It's cool. I like it. It's fun.
This isn't my favorite, but I don't dislike it. Like I could listen to it again. Like, but if this is like an anime ending, I'd probably skip this one.
Oh, that's funny because I think the next song is like anime sounding to me. I think the last song that we talked about.
The next song is Koi no or Futari no Spur.
No,
I think
the next one we're gonna talk
The
about.
next song that we're
Jump.
gonna talk about.
The final song,
Jump.
Jump.
So Jump is part of the 10th single AAA side with Innocent Mistress and Natsu no Yoru wa.
Yeah.
It's very just kind of straightforward
It's the most forgettable song on the album.
pop rock. Imagine like a young band doing this.
I can see what Ron said, how this reminds him of an anime closing or opening or whatever. Because, yeah, I kind of get that feeling.
It's it's not as memorable as the other tracks, but like overall I like the nice open feel of it. The chorus is nice.
Now, see, if this was an anime ending as well, I wouldn't skip this one.
If any of these songs were an anime ending, I would skip all of them.
You
skip any
he always
anime
skipped
ending,
anime
though.
ending.
I always
What ending and anime ending do you do not skip? Seriously, I don't think you.
I can't name anything off the top because when the episode cliffhangs, I close it.
Mm.
You get upset.
I get it.
Real quick thing about the song. I think the reason why I like the song personally is because it's completely different than anything you heard in this album until this point.
I think maybe that's why I don't like it. It just stands out so much in a bad way because it's like, this is like nothing like the rest of the album.
That's why I like this song because it's just like it hits another checkbox for me for like something that like I would want out of a really well-rounded album. I think there's so many good like high energy songs and idol songs in this album that is to introduce this just makes it a lot more well-rounded. For me.
You don't
I really
have to
enjoy it.
do everything on an idol album.
you don't.
You can
But
leave
it doesn't-
stuff off.
There's been albums that we've reviewed that they've tried doing it and they do it really wrong, do it really badly, and they're off the mark. This one, I think, the song does. It's not the best song in the world, but I just like it does it well enough where like I can appreciate it and enjoy it.
It's just such an outlier.
If this song had horns, would you like it?
I would probably like it more.
It probably it wouldn't feel right. It's not the right theme, man.
The horns are what tie everything together.
It sounds like I'm shitting on it. It's not bad at all. Like, but it's just when you do have a group of things, one of them has to be the worst
Exactly.
or your least favorite. And for me, it's probably this one. Actually, well, for me, it's probably the last track. But
So that's it. We covered all the songs.
that's the concert.
Let's give our ratings. What do you guys think of Niji no Conquistador's Rainbow Phenomenon?
Overall, very enjoyable. It's got that strong funk vibe, and I think all four of us really like funk. I think it's become apparent throughout all these album discussions that we all like funk. We all like a good bass line. We all like horns. And
The one thing that unites
Oh,
us.
it's the one thing binding. I think there's two things binding Slope Club. It's that and also idol rap. We all seem to like idol rap too. But yeah, it's an enjoyable album. I like it a lot. The first half, very energetic, very funky, right in your face. Gets that nice break with LOVEmen. And it kind of eases you into the second half of the album, which is not like the first half, but in a good way. Again, I think it'd be really fun to hear these songs live. You'd probably enjoy even the songs that we might not like as much. I feel like the girls would make them enjoyable live. I think they have that kind of sachet to them, I do probably enjoy the second half a little more just because LOVEmen, Natsu no Yoru, they're all in the second half. It's just really good. And the first half kind of all sounds a little similar, even if I do like funk, it is all kind of a similar sound. So you can kind of lose the individual songs, I guess, here and there. You might be like, oh, wait, was it this one or was it this one? But still enjoyable. I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10.
So I'm giving this album 10 out of 10.
Oh,
This album,
You got the 10. Let's go.
I think I'm the second person to give out a 10 besides RJ.
Uh-huh.
If I had to be honest, it's a 9.5, but we're rounding it up. So we're going to give it a 10. This album is exactly what I would want in an idol album. I think the first first five songs, high energy, super just like chaotic, controlled chaos, really high powered stuff. And like I said, I had no idea, like very little idea of like what Nijicon was, but this is what Nijicon is holistically throughout their whole discography. 100%. I'm a big fan. So, and then you have like, idol rap. Who doesn't like that? LOVEmen, my favorite album song on the track. Just, definitely good. Just hits the right way. And then just like the second half of the album, like I said, there's songs that maybe aren't too memorable for me, but I still really enjoy it. You can't just be like, you just can't have blinders on like, oh, I love every single song, right? There has to be some critiques. And I think like my critiques are very small, but overall, like I enjoyed the songs for the most part. So like, everything that I'd want, having really strong idol cute bubblegum pop songs are in throughout this album. Good high energy, different variety of like idol rap and rock song, even though maybe simplistic, but I just really enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm a simple man, maybe what it is. And I don't know, it hit me. I'm waiting for the next song. Like this is probably gonna make it go down to a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10, but every single song after I listened to it just kept on really making me enjoy it more and more. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Ooh, man.
Let's
They
go.
got a new fan right there. Listen to their
Lock
newest
it in.
album, Tron. It's even better than this one.
Oh.
Oh, shoot. Oh,
We're what's higher than 10?
it's higher than a 10.
Oh my god.
All right. I'm going to give this an 8. It's a solid 8 out of 10. I really like the cool like fusion style of funk and rock and disco and stuff like that. A little bit of like synths and like electronic flares there too. Very nice to hear. There's some strong melodies in the chorus sections. As I mentioned before, they really tie it together. I felt like some of the like very back end tracks I didn't feel had as much personality as the front, but initially I was thinking of like a 7, but listening to the latter half of the album a little bit more, there's some there's more nuance there than I initially thought, and so I enjoyed it more because of that. So yeah, overall it's very enjoyable. Good, it's good variety without getting too far from each other from track to track. It's not like they suddenly tried a different like thing in the middle. The album flows really well. I thought. My only thing is like the 2 versions of what is it? No Life Baby of the End. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the desperate version at the end, they could have replaced it with a different song, but hey, what are you gonna do? So yeah, 8 out of 10.
Now for me, this is also an 8 out of 10. I think Boy hit a lot of the points that I wanted to bring up, where I really enjoyed the first half. Like when I was listening to this album, the first half I was like, all right, next song is probably gonna, drop it down, kind of like what Tron was saying, like waiting for the next song to drop it down. But for me, it was like 10 out of 10 for the first half. But then the second half, I kind of fell out of it a little bit. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if like I just wasn't meshing with the songs, or it sounded like a little bit like too idly, too straightforward, like what other groups can do. And I feel like the first half really made it unique. Or at least it's unique in my perspective and what I like. And what I did enjoy about this is that it kind of did feel like a concert, like you were watching a concert. Started with the overture, it went down the line, it even did like a nice ending song, like we mentioned with Jump, and then it came back with the encore with the alternate version of No Life Baby of the End. Like if you listen to this live, then it'd be like, oh, there's an alternate version? Like I'm so excited to hear it. But I think listening to an album, it is kind of like a little bit repetitive. But I don't think it took away from it too much. I think it was a nice stamp at the end to kind of remind you of the sound that they had in the first half, which is what I enjoyed. So it actually helped it out a little bit. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
Which gives us an 8.5, which on this show we rounded up, so it gets a 9.
Damn.
I think it's tied now? 3-way tie.
Honestly, did not think this album was gonna get such a high rating.
Always some surprises.
Well, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like down below and let us know your thoughts about this album down below. Do you think it deserved a 9 out of 10? If not, you can go ahead and discuss it down below. And if you agree, please go ahead and leave that down below as well. If you want to catch more videos like this, go ahead and stay tuned for the next video. That's all for this time. See ya.